Hello, and welcome. My name is Kat. I am the Nurse Flipper. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be another in my series of research videos. Today we are going to go over trinket boxes. Most of these are small, but there are some that are a little bit bigger. We are going to start at $150 and we're going to go all the way up to over $4,000 for trinket boxes. So if you have a small area or are looking for higher profit items, this is a great video for you. So let's get started. Alright, so just some basics before we get started. Well, actually I take that back. One of these auctions or listings actually was mine that I found when I was researching, but the rest of them were not. So this is purely research, all done on eBay. So all of these are sold item from eBay. I did search internationally, so some of them are not in the US, and I tried this time to tell you guys which ones are auctions and which ones are buy it now. So first up, this is a vintage Tiffany & Co. Halcyon Days enamel trinket box. It is the Twin Towers. It does have the Statue of Liberty. Sold for $149.95. I have actually found some Halcyon Days and Tiffany trinket boxes and sold them myself. Mine sold higher than this, and here you can see on the back it does say Halcyon Days enamels, designed by Tiffany & Company. So when you are looking at stuff like this and you see two companies, definitely keep an eye out, because when there is more than one company involved, a lot of times that could mean higher dollar. Next is Staffordshire. This is one that I am familiar with, though I have not had any of these to sell. This one is really cool though, with the zodiac signs. You can see here it says incredibly detailed zodiac chart. This one sold for $165, and on the back it does say Staffordshire, made in England. It is hand painted, so you would be able to look this up if you found this, and this one is another small one. All right. You're gonna see some really interesting boxes in this video. This is the first of many to come. This one is a McDonald's hamburger. McDonald's hamburger trinket box. Who would have thought? Not me. So this McDonald's hamburger was made by Limoges, Paint, Maine. Hand-painted trinket box, sold for $175. You can see here on the back, it is Rochard. So you're gonna see a lot of Rochard Limoges in this video, and the Rochard Limoges tend to sell high. Now, what I will tell you guys is that all of these brands have lower dollar selling trinket boxes. Do not think just because you see the same name that means it is worth money. It does not. It is ones that are possibly done limited edition. They are more rare. Something is making these sell higher. So make sure you are comping very like items, especially if you are paying up for these boxes. All right. I did not know that Monet made trinket boxes. Did you know? I did not know. This one was an auction. It had 9 bids. Sold for $170.50. This is a sea urchin, and they didn't even have that in the title. And you can see on the back here, this one is not vintage. It is Monet from 2011, and a really good sale. All right, next is a Harmony Kingdom piece. I think I still have a few left of Harmony Kingdom, and I have sold several, and they did sell extremely high. Harmony Kingdom is made in China, but they do a lot of limited edition Disney boxes, and that's what this one is. This is Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland Harmony Kingdom trinket box. It sold for $175. Here you can see on the back, this one was actually made in England. So all of the Harmony Kingdom I found were made in China. This one was made in England, and it sold again for $175. All right. Here is another Tiffany & Co. So you're gonna see Tiffany & Co. repeated throughout this. There are 3 or 4 brands that definitely dominate the high dollar selling trinket boxes, and you're gonna see them over and over, but I wanted to show you the difference in what some of these look like. And again, I have found and sold Tiffany, I have found and sold Halcyon Days, I have found and sold Harmony Kingdom. So I know that these definitely are out there to find. This one is Tiffany & Co. Harvard Business School. So you've got Tiffany and you've got Harvard. This one sold for $175. You can see on the back it says designed exclusively for the Harvard Business School by Tiffany & Co. and absolutely an amazing sale. All right, next is Heron, and I've seen some Heron like bunnies and the blue and white. I have not seen any Heron trinket boxes. So this one is a violet small trinket box. It was an auction. They only got 1 bid. I always tell you guys it only takes 1 bid, and that's why you always start your auctions at the lowest you're willing to take. This little violet trinket box sold for $159.99. And as you can see on the back, this is another one very, very easy to identify should you find it. It says Heron, Hungary, hand painted, and it even has Violet the pattern written on the bottom. All right, look at how cute this is. And cute is definitely a pattern that we are gonna see throughout this video. This is another Limoges. This is a trinket box margarita. It's got the lime, it's got the shaker, it's got the little glasses. It was another auction with only 1 bid, sold for $189.99. Here is the back showing the Limoges France paint main. And definitely keep an eye out. If it looks different, check it out, look it up, and it might be worth a lot. Another Monet. How did I not know that Monet made trinket boxes? I don't know, but I did not know. This is a Noah's Ark trinket box 2010. Again, not vintage. This was an auction. It had 26 bids and sold for $184.49. Cute little tiny trinket box. Again, you would be able to identify it by the bottom here. It says Monet 2010. And that brings me to the point I want to say as far as doing auction versus buy it now. If it is a trinket box that is rare, there are none listed or maybe 1 listed, that is something that I would think about auctioning. And then I also would think about auctioning if I saw that the sold ones were being auctioned. So you can look when you find your actual trinket box and see how they've been selling and use that as a guide. This next one is a MacKenzie-Childs, a name I am familiar with but have not been lucky enough to find. This is a MacKenzie-Childs little trinket box. This was another one put up on auction, sold for $167.50. Here is the back. So the back said MacKenzie-Childs, but you actually cannot read it. This is from 2000. It does say 1983 Aurora, New York. And it did say MacKenzie-Childs up top, but again, that stamp wore off. So if you found this, you would need to try and figure out, hopefully by Google Lens or another kind of program, what brand that was. Next, this one is a large one. So this is Capodimonte, again, another brand that I am familiar with. This is a large porcelain trinket box. It was put up on auction, had 5 bids, sold for $178.01. You can see on the back, the crown with the N is a Capodimonte mark. I do know that because I've picked up multiple Capodimonte pieces, so keep an eye out for those. Again, don't think that all of them are gonna sell high. Some of them are gonna sell much lower. And then this brand I'm not familiar with. This is KIRKS FOLLY. This one is Venus Seaview. Really, really pretty trinket boxes made by KIRKS FOLLY. This one sold for $194.95. They actually don't show the bottom, but I want to show you guys. This seller had authorized KIRKS FOLLY reseller in their pictures, and that makes me wonder if finding KIRKS FOLLY might be a Vero item. So after seeing that, I probably would not list KIRKS FOLLY on eBay. I probably would still pick it up and list it over on Poshmark or Facebook. Next, how cute is this little bathtub? This little Limoges paint main France trinket box, another auction, sold for $188.50. It's like the old-fashioned claw tub with the little shower head, towels hanging over it, and you can see on the back. So this one is hand signed paint main Limoges France, and it says chenille. Gorgeous, gorgeous little trinket box, an amazing sale. All right, here's a name I am familiar with, but not with Snoopy trinket boxes. This is a Cartier Snoopy enamel gold plated trinket box. It sold for $202.50. Again, on the back, you can see Cartier, made in England. This one is copyrighted 1958. So I don't know if that's when the picture was copyrighted or if that's when this box was copyrighted, but this one was a great sale at $202.50. Here is another KIRKS FOLLY. Again, be careful with these. They might be a Vero. I am not sure. This is really pretty moon and star rhinestone trinket box, and it comes with a necklace, which is pretty cool. It is new in the box. Sold for $195. Here is a necklace inside, and they did not, again, show the bottom. Up next, I was lucky enough to find one of these in a Goodwill jewelry box. It was right after I started my channel. I do have a video up on it. I will try and find it for you guys and put it up above my head so that you can go see it. It was one of my older videos, just a caution before I kind of figured out my way on YouTube. So this is a Judith Lieber Pug Bulldog Swarovski crystals. Again, I found one inside a Goodwill jewelry lot. This one sold for $202.50. I believe mine sold for over $200 as well. This one was an auction. It sold for, it had 23 bids, and they did not show the inside or the bottom. On mine, it did say Lieber on the inside, and I am going to show you a higher dollar one that will show you what that signature does look like. Now, you're going to see a couple of what is coming up next. Again, with the animal stuff, I know some people are sensitive to that, so if you are, I do apologize, but I definitely wanted to put this out there in case somebody comes across it. This is an antique porcupine quill ebony basket. So the bars around the edge are made of porcupine quills. Sold for $200. You can see the bottom is wood. The holes are drilled, so the quills went through the bottom. Really, really cool. This one sold for $200, and you guys are going to see one that sold for quite a bit more coming up. Some Lalique that I am picking up next week, which is the brand that you're getting ready to see. I did not get Lalique trinket boxes, but I did get Lalique perfume bottles, and I'm hoping they will sell close to this price. This is a Lalique France Crystal Angel Lotch Cherub Angels Trinket Vanity Box. Sold for $206.10. I do want to show you the back here. It is inscribed Lalique and France, and so if you looked on the bottom, you would see that signature, and that's how you would know, and that is an absolutely amazing sale. And then next we have a Battersea. I believe Bilston is the other name for this company. It says enamel trinket pill box. When it says pill box, know that it means about this big. So this one says, this trifle pleads my constant love. Sold for $215. Unfortunately, this seller did not show the back, so I cannot show you the marking. All right, I am not overly familiar with Holt Howard. I think I do need to familiarize myself, because when George the Antique Nomad and I were at the flea market, we came across some Holt Howard pieces that were worth hundreds of dollars. So this here is a 1959 Holt Howard Daisy Durable Trinket Box. This one was an auction. It had 18 bids, sold for $213.50. Here is the bottom. It does show 1954 Holt Howard, and it does have the Japan sticker on it, so keep your eye out for Holt Howard. This is a name that I was not familiar with. I have not seen these before, and I did see quite a few when I was looking through these higher dollar. This is a Wendy Reed trinket box. This one sold Buy It Now for $225. You can see here on the back, it does say Wendy Reed, and this one is a pretty small and not overly impressive to me, but definitely cool at $225. All right, next is another Halcyon Days. So those that are in my sourcing group know Halcyon Days always catches my eye. Again, be wary. There are some that sell for $10, $15, $20, but there are quite a few that will sell in the hundreds. This one is a Halcyon Days drum box, British military history, Crimea. This one sold for $225. Here is the back, and it does say, so the big thing I want to point out to you on the back of this one is that it was a limited edition to 300. It does say this is box number 55. So it is limited, it is British military, and a very, very high sale. So I have noticed that the limited edition Halcyon days are probably more likely to be worth a lot, but they're not the only ones that are. I have sold quite a few Halcyon days in the hundreds, and they are out there. I promise you, they are out there. Okay, this next one coming up is mine, and it is a large trinket box. It was 13 inches. I actually picked this up at a garage sale for $30. It sold for a best offer of $150. I had it priced at $209.99. I'd had it for a little while, so I took the offer. The hinges were broken on this one, but it sold in about 6 months. So this is the only one that was mine that came up. I have not had a ton of trinket boxes lately, but I was happy to see my own listing come up when I was doing my research. All right, coming up next is something, again, I want you guys to keep an eye out for. Watch when you have these companies that are working in conjunction. So this one is Swarovski crystals. It has a Disney character. It has Maleficent, which she is one of my favorite Disney characters. And this small trinket box sold for $220.50. And it is a small one. And you can see here on the inside, it does say Walt Disney Sleeping Beauty, 1959. I do not believe that's when this trinket box was made. That is just when that original Disney movie came out. All right, here is a Harmony Kingdom. Again, I've had multiple Harmony Kingdoms. They were all Disney, the ones that I had. This one is Lord Byron Ladybug Garden Sweet Home Limited Edition signed. So again, remember the limited edition. Definitely remember Harmony Kingdom. They seem to do well. This one sold for $224.95. All of the Harmony Kingdom have cute little stuff like this on the inside. So if you open a little trinket box and it has cute little stuff inside, I would definitely flip it over, see if it's Harmony Kingdom. Here's the bottom of this one that says Lord Byron's Harmony Kingdom. So definitely a good sale at $224.95. Another Capa di Monte. This one is a large one. This one was 10 inches. They're calling it a table casket. Not sure about that. It was an auction. It had 2 bids, sold for $210.50. plus shipping. Here again is the back with the crown in the end that is the Capa di Monte hallmark. All right, here's another KIRKS FOLLY. Again, be very careful. I saw some stuff that made me think this might be a Vero. This is a KIRKS FOLLY Cloudwalker Enamel. This is a unicorn. This one sold for $219.99 plus shipping. And here's the bottom showing the KIRKS FOLLY. It's actually really cute with the little stars there. So definitely a good sale. Have another MacKenzie-Childs. This MacKenzie-Childs Courtly Check trinket box has the checkerboard pattern that I have seen on quite a few MacKenzie-Childs pieces. You can see the little frog print sitting there on top. This one was an auction. They did only get 1 bid. It sold for $220. They did not show the bottom to show the marking on this, unfortunately. All right. Next up is an Artoria Paint Main Limoges Oreo cookie. How cool is this trinket box? This one was an auction, had 38 bids, sold for $242.50. You can see inside, really cool, the little Oreo, and you can also see the Artoria Paint Main Limoges France hand signature on the inside. So for these. Next is another Limoges, and it's a crab. I had to show you the crab. This is a French Home Blue Crab limited edition pill box, sold for $249.99. Again, this is another Paint Main Limoges France. This one did not have the hand signed signature though. You can see this one was printed, but it still sold for $249. Next, this is a sterling box, and I want you guys to keep an eye out because I feel like you might come across sterling trinket boxes, so definitely keep your eyes open for these. This one is a Gary Reeves signed sterling silver box, turquoise Native American trinket pill. Again, the pill boxes are tiny, tiny boxes. Here on the back, this is very, very easy to read. It says Gary Reeves sterling, so watch out for sterling trinket boxes. Next, and again, I'm telling you, when you find these companies in combination, look at them. This one is a Starbucks coffee cup Limoges trinket paint main with a sugar cube. So it has a cute little Starbucks cup, a stir, it has a croissant, and they did not show the bottom, so I cannot unfortunately show you the marking, but this one's very, very cute. All right, more crabs. I would not have known that crabs would sell for this high until I sold so many for this high. This is an antique sterling ring crab trinket box. This was an auction. This one sold with 15 bids for $256.01. And on the back here, it's not a very clear picture, as you can see. I was trying to see if it said 925. I do not see anywhere, so maybe the seller just tested it, but again, sold for $256. And then this one is really cute. This one's a lacquer Russian box. This one is hand painted shell, fairy tale, kolobok, fox rabbit, Zimina. So this one sold for $273.88. Very, very colorful, very pretty, very cute. So keep an eye out for these. This one again did not have the back, but $273 sale. Now, with this next one, I again have never seen these, so I am learning along with you. This one is Anderson's of Nantucket. This is a Crummels enamel box, Mataket Sunset with the original box. Really, really pretty. Sold for $274.95. Here on the back, you can see again, this is another limited edition, made in England by Crummels and Anderson, Nantucket. And then we have Betty Boop. So this is a vintage rare Limoges trinket box with Betty Boop Sunday Drive. Sold for $275. Here's the bottom. So again, if you were to find these, this would be very, very easy to look up. You would look up Sunday Drive Betty Boop Limoges collector box and it would come up, and it was a $275 sale. Here is another one that sold for $275, and it's Lenox China, guys. Lenox China typically doesn't mean higher prices in my experience, but this one is the New York World's Fair, 1939. Sold for $275. Here is the back. So this does show 1789 to 1939. It does show Lenox, and again, don't always discount any particular brands. I would not have thought a Lenox would go this high, but this one sold for $275. All right, here are two that I thought were super cool. These are Richard Limoges Paint Main, and they are dinosaurs, and both of them sold for $289.99. I probably would have given these a second look, but I would not have thought they would be worth almost $300. So definitely keep your eye out for dinosaur trinket boxes of all things. All right, we have another Judith Lieber. Again, this is the brand that I did find in my Goodwill jewelry box. This little bear with Swarovski crystals sold for $299.99. If you see these in person, they sparkle, they are bright, and they would stand out to you. I can say that after having had one, that you definitely will know that this is a better quality trinket box. Next is another Halcyon Days. So this is Halcyon Days Bonbonniere. I don't know. This is 3D though, so I would definitely keep an eye out for 3D trinket boxes. This one sold for $299.99. And here is the inside of this. It does have an HD on the top, which is for Halcyon Days, and has a little rabbit on the bottom. Now, Dalton would like to say hello.
Happy Wednesday.
All right, next is another Halcyon Days. This is enamel. This one sold for $300. This one was an auction. You can see here on the bottom, this one was actually a music box. I have not come across any Halcyon Days trinket box music boxes, so this definitely would have caught my eye, and great at a $300 sale. All right, here we go again. Coca-Cola and Limoges. Let's take a look. This one sold for $307.60. It had 19 bids. It was an auction, and it is just cute little Coca-Cola bottles, and the clasp there is a little Coca-Cola bottle as well. This is a blurry picture that the seller took, but you can tell on the bottom it is hand signed Paint Main, Limoges, France, 1998, Coca-Cola, and it was a limited edition. This one was 51 of 500 and sold for over $300. All right, here we go with some more Halcyon Days. This is the Beatles Yellow Submarine limited edition trinket box, sold for $325. Absolutely amazing sale. Here is the back. Again, another limited edition. This one was limited to 250. This one is number 90. The lower the amount made, typically the more money you're going to get for them. And this Beatles trinket box sold for $325. Now, this is a set of Russian nesting doll trinket boxes. This is Richard Limoges again. That brand definitely dominates the trinket box category. And I have unfortunately found lower dollar Limoges boxes, so those are out there as well. So just remember that. This is a 3-piece Russian nesting doll. It was put up on auction, sold for $327. Here is the bottom. You can see the Richard, Peint, Limoges, France. So definitely watch for Limoges, comp them, and check and see if they are higher dollar. This is a cute little penguin and tuxedo oval trinket box, sold for $315. Unfortunately, this seller didn't show the bottom, but that was a great sale. All right, there is always going to be something in every category that will catch you off guard. This next one I'm getting ready to show you did just that. This is a vintage Fitz and Floyd. I would not have expected to see Fitz and Floyd up this high. This is a little ceramic turtle trinket box that sold for $320. There is the bottom, just your simple Fitz and Floyd stamp, and crazy high sale. All right, this is something that definitely would have caught my This is something that definitely would have caught my eye. This is Polia Pillin Pottery. Really simple title here. That is all they wrote. This is really pretty of a woman playing either a banjo or a guitar. It was an auction, sold for $330 with 8 bids. Here is the back. You can see, I don't know if I would have guessed that for Pellini, but obviously the seller was familiar with this artist. Now we are up to $340, and it is another Halcyon Days in conjunction with Beatrix Potter. So this one sold for $340, and all of these Halcyon Days are typically about yay big around. I think I've sold most of mine. I don't have one that I can show you. But this one sold for $340. Here is the back. This one is vintage from 1996. You can see it says Halcyon Days as well as Beatrix Potter on the back. All right, I put this next one up because it's not actually vintage. It says vintage look. So here it is. Vintage look, decorative, hand painted, solid. $350. It was from India, and it is just a box. It says bone box. I don't know. It just caught me off guard. Not vintage, but sold for $350. So I thought I would share it in case you guys come across some. And then $355 for this next one. This is a silver. Now you do want to keep that in mind, and I did throw some silver in here to show you guys. This is a silver enamel cigarette or trinket box. 2 dogs on the lid, early 1900s. This one sold for $355. Here is the back. I'm not sure of this hallmark, but if you got something like this, you could say that it is hallmarked, even if you don't know what the hallmark is. I'm going to just show you this cute little Iceland suitcase, Limoges. Again, basic title, sold for $378. Has the little flag that goes inside the suitcase. Very cute. All right, Tiffany again. And I have found quite a bit of Tiffany. So Tiffany is definitely out there. This is Tiffany & Co. Sèvres Egg. There were 3 trinket boxes made in France. This one sold for $350. Had the little rabbits on it. Here is the back. So I do want to point out, this is private stock from Tiffany, and you're going to see some more. I personally have never found any private stock from Tiffany, but all of this is handwritten. It was made in France, and it did sell for $350. All right, next is a Halcyon Days trinket box, William Blake. This has, it says with plush tiger box. I don't know what they mean because the box is definitely not plush, but this one sold for $375. Here's the inside showing William Blake quote, and they did not show the bottom, unfortunately, but it sold for $375. Another Limoges paint main, again in conjunction with Disney. This is a Mickey Mouse trinket box that sold for $380. Here's the back showing the Artoria paint main and Disney. So keep an eye out for Limoges in conjunction with Disney. They sell very high. This one went for $380. And now 3 Limoges, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Speak No Evil Siamese cats. This set of 3 sold for $389.99. You can see on the bottom, all of them had Chamont, Limoges, France. They were all numbered. It looks like these were in a set of 750, so a little bit higher number, but these still brought in almost $400 for the 3. All right, here is another Tiffany & Co. Keep an eye out for them. This one is Central Park Landmarks. It sold for $375.01. Here is the back showing Tiffany & Co. with a little cab company and says Tiffany & Co. Japan. Now, this one is vintage 1970s UFS, which I've never heard of. It says determined ceramic. It was Snoopy. This was an auction. It sold for $383. You can see on the inside it says United Feature Syndicate, which is the UFS. It says copyright 1958. I'm assuming it was redone in 1966. And on the bottom it does say made in Japan. Now, here's a Murano glass egg. Ormolu trinket box. Here's the word casket again. Casket. I don't know. But it sold for $399. There is no picture of the bottom to show you guys, unfortunately. But keep your eye out for glass trinket box eggs. And then we have a vintage Valorous Thal marked SV Bird with snake. So there's a snake, there's a bird, there's eggs, and this one is milk glass candy dish. Sold for $381.96. And then this is another name I was not familiar with. This one is Debbie Thibault, Keeper of the Bees Angel Trinket Box. Here is the bottom. It is hand signed. It was 44 of 500, and there was a card with this showing Debbie Thibault's American Collectibles, so keep an eye out for that name. Next, we have another Judith Lieber pill box with Swarovski. Again, this is a brand I did find. This is a butterfly, $399. Look at these beautiful crystals. I'm telling you, if you saw one, you would definitely know that it was a good quality. And then we have another Andersons of Nantucket Staffordshire enamel box, Christmas 2006 in the original box. This one sold for $399.95. And you can see here on the inside, Nantucket Christmas, Old North Church 2006. And on the bottom, it does say limited edition Anderson Nantucket, Staffordshire, 48 of 100. So it's a very, very low number. Only 100 were made, and that's why it is worth so much. All right, this one is another bigger one. This one was about 10 inches, I believe. This is Jennings Brother JB Gold Tone Brass Large Trinket Jewelry Box. It sold for $395. Here is the JB on the bottom, so you would have known to look up JB and you would have seen the comps, and again, it sold for $395. And then 1920s Tiffin Glass Amethyst Satin Dancing Girl Lady. This one sold for $397.50. Beautiful purple glass there. You can see this one is not marked, so you would have needed to identify it using Google Lens or something similar to that. Another Tiffany Litalic Private Stock Hand Painted Floral Porcelain Box sold for $399.99. Another one that is hand signed, you see here on the bottom, saying it is private stock, hand painted, and made in France. Here, this is something I definitely would have looked at. This is beautiful, beautiful art glass. It is like a dresser set, and this one sold for $399. It says antique vintage hand blown art glass. And here's a close-up showing that beautiful yellow and white glass. And I wanted to show you the bottom. It is polished, and in my experience with the more expensive glass, you will not see a pontil and you will see a polished bottom. All right, this one is so beautiful, and if you know me, you know I love cobalt blue. This is a Moser Bohemian cobalt blue enamel heavy gilt gold trinket box. Sold for $389.99, and you can see this beautiful cobalt blue here. Absolutely amazing, and $400 sale. Look at how cute this poodle is. This is a Limoges, France Paint Main Poodle Luggage Trinket Box. This one sold for $405. Here is the bottom. Again, very, very easy to identify these if you come across them. It says Paint Main, Limoges, France. All right, this is a name I am not familiar with. This is Fornasetti Tama ashtray trinket box, gold, new in box, rare. This one sold for $450. You can see the bottom of it here. It does say Tima Variazioni, made in Italy. So typically if I see made in Italy, that is something that I would look up the brand to see if it sells well, and obviously this one does. Halcyon Days, again, I want to point out it is a limited edition. This is Captain Horatio Nelson. This is 167 of 250 with the box, sold for $425. Here is the bottom, again, showing that if you found this, you would see on the bottom limited edition 250, number 167, and this one says National Maritime Museum. So you would be able to look this up very easy. A lot of these are probably not going to be on eBay if you find them, and that is when you get into needing to use WorthPoint. WorthPoint, I do have a link down below if you want to join and try it. It pulls up 10 years of history. So a lot of these rare boxes might not be on eBay or have been on eBay in the last 90 days or 1 year, which you can search with Terapeak for free. That's when using WorthPoint comes in handy. I wanted to show you guys this wicker pigeon, a wicker pigeon, sold for $375. It does say it is a stash box, Shanghai, Chinese mid-century. Here is the bottom showing Shanghai crafts, made in the People's Republic of China, and you can see the close wicker here, and it sold for $375. Now this is one I don't think they knew the hallmark, and they titled it just like I would if I did not know the hallmark. This one says Stunning Hallmark Silver Galoche. And this one was an auction. It had 29 bids, sold for $404.29. Here is the hallmark. So if I did not know and was not able to identify this hallmark, I probably would have done just as this seller did, put that it was hallmarked, put it up on auction, and let the buyers decide. Now, here is a Gucci trinket box. Who's to say you might find a Gucci trinket box? This is Richard Ginori. It's Italy, Gucci, Disney, Mickey porcelain. This was a buy it now, $476 from Japan. And here is the bottom showing that it was made in Italy and it was Disney in conjunction with Gucci. All right, we have a Garfield. This is a Garfield, the cat Limoges trinket box, Paint Main, France, sold for $479.98. Here is the bottom, again, very, very easy to identify, saying Artoria Limoges, Paint Main. And this one was a really high sale, almost $500. All right, here is a Judith Lieber cupcake, and this one sold for $499. Again, the sparkle on these, I just cannot tell you guys. If you ever have one, you will know. Here's the inside though. This one does show it as Judith Lieber, so they are very, very clearly marked if you happen to find one. But they are marked on the inside, and I think that's how Shop Goodwill missed mine. This one was an amazing $500 sale. Now, here is J. Strongwater. This is another name that came up over and over as I was looking through top dollar trinket boxes. This is a pagoda jewelry box. This one sold for $499 for this little pagoda. Here is the bottom. It does say J in big letters and then Strongwater. So keep your eye out for J. Strongwater. And this is another porcupine quill box. Porcupine quills are apparently expensive. This one sold for $595. Here is the inside, really cool, says Matara. It looks like it had 9 little individual boxes inside of the box, which is pretty cool. And again, a really high dollar sale. Here's another sterling trinket box. So keep your eye out for sterling trinket boxes. This one is Bucellati Silver Turtle Trinket Box, sold for $650. Absolutely amazing. Here's the bottom. It does say Bucellati Italy Sterling. So again, something really, really easy to look up if you happen to find one of these. Now, here is an antique porcelain dresser box. This one says KPM. This one was an auction, had 27 bids, sold for $676.66. Look at the beautiful gold gilt on here on the side, definitely hand painted. You can see on the bottom here it says made in Germany KPM, so you would have been able to look that up. That was an amazing almost $700 sale. We have a Halcyon Days coming in at almost $700. This one one is a nativity scene. So again, nativity stuff always sells really well for me. You throw that in conjunction with Halcyon days, you end up with almost a $700 sale. Again, another limited edition. Here is the bottom of this one that shows the manger, and you can see the HD for Halcyon days is on the inside of this one. So they're either on the inside or on the bottom of the Halcyon days boxes. I wanted to show you guys this because this is little, and I have sold several very small Tiffany sterling pieces for a lot of money. This is the Tiffany & Company little pill box, again about an inch. It sold for $700. Here is the inside of it that says Tiffany & Co. Sterling, Italy, so you would be able to identify it pretty easily. So just be watching for what is written on things and look them up. All right, this is another name I did not know. Karen Kapal. This is another really blingy, really rhinestone. This is a rhinoceros trinket box. It sold for $720. Look at this up close and the beautiful, beautiful rhinestones. And on the bottom, it is marked Karen Kapal, 33 of 250. So again, another limited edition, but another new name for you guys to look out for. Now, this is another auction. This one is not marked, so you would need to do a little bit of research to learn about Moser glass. This one is a Moser glass sugar casket trinket box. 10 bids, sold for $761. And here I wanted to show you the beautiful, beautiful purple of this glass. And here it is next to a Coke can, so this is a larger box. All right, we're getting close to $1,000. This is a Lobster by Rucinni trinket box crystallized with Swarovski crystals. I again did not see a photo of a mark on this, but I'm assuming in person these are probably pretty impressive. So this is a Lobster box, $825. It was 10 inches, so I want you to keep in mind this is not a small box, this is a pretty big one. Familiar with this one is Maitland Smith. It's a heavy wood and leather trunk box. It is a trinket box. It sold for $745. Really cool with the giraffes there, and it does have Maitland Smith handmade in the Philippines on the bottom. This just looks like a typical trinket box sticker to me, and I don't know that it would have stood out to me as being worth that much. Strong water. This is a geranium. This one sold for $850. Here it is up close. Beautiful enamel work, and again on the bottom you can read the J Strongwater very, very clearly. Now, I wanted to show you this cloisonne box. I have found quite a few cloisonne. I do not know what made this so valuable, but this cloisonne box sold for $650, and here it is up close so you guys can see. Cloisonne is enamel that is separated by twisted gold wire, and I absolutely love picking up cloisonne stuff, so keep your eye out for that. Now, there were a lot of these. There were a lot of them, and by that I mean like multiple of this exact box. This is Anastasia by San Francisco Music Company. This one was on auction and it sold for $1,025 with 41 bids. I do not have a photo of the bottom, but again, this exact trinket box came up over and over, selling very, very high. One that I was not familiar with. This one is George Kitchell California dresser box. This is 10 inches. It does say rare. Sold for $1,100. Here's the Kitchell signature on the bottom. Now, this is something I probably would not have been able to read if I had not done this video, but now if I ever see that signature, I will be able to identify it, and it sold for over $1,000. All right, we have another Karen Kapal. This one was a swan trinket box, again covered in rhinestones, sold for $1,130. Here's that swan up close. Beautiful, beautiful rhinestones, and here's the bottom showing Karen Kapal. And then we have L'Italique Paris porcelain hand painted trinket box with custom case. This one sold for $1,150. Again, all of this is written on the bottom. It also does say Porcelain de Limoges, so you would be able to look this one up, and it was $1,150 sale. Here's a cube pie. Whenever I see cube pies, I think of Misty, Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter. I think of them and think of her when I think of them. This is a cube pie in bed, this porcelain trinket box from 1917. It sold for $1,266, and there were no markings on the bottom. All right, this is another name that I am familiar with. This one is Ol Suzuki. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I bid on a lot of this brand in the Disney auction where I did get a lot of high dollar stuff, but I was outbid on every single one. This is a Supper Food Hurry jewelry trinket box. It sold for $1,500. I do want to show you the bottom. This was limited edition to $1,450. This is number 65, but watch out for Old Suzuki. Absolutely amazing high dollar items. All right, this one is a vintage 80s Marina Bulgari. This is 18 karat gold, 1988. So I wanted to show you guys this because I'm thinking some people might not necessarily know that this trinket box is going to be gold. Sold for $1,891.02. And the marking I'm showing you here is on the inside rim when you open it. So if you see a trinket box that looks impressive, don't see marks, open it up. Now, one that sold for almost $3,000. It is another Rucinni. This is a Rucinni crab. A crab. These crabs just keep coming up. This one, of course, was with Swarovski crystals, sold for $2,950. I do want to show you here with the person's hand just how big this trinket box is, but an absolutely amazing sale at almost $3,000. We are up to the highest. We are up to the highest. If you do not know, real quick before I show you the highest, I do have a membership for $9.99 where we will source and we can try and find stuff just like this for you in your local area on online auctions. The next one is coming up this Saturday, and I also have other levels of membership that help support the channel and help me keep bringing videos like this to you. So definitely check out the channel memberships if you would like to help support the channel. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, leave me a comment. I appreciate you watching. Now let's look at the highest trinket box that sold. This is another Rucinni, but it is a Lobster. This one sold for $4,450, and look at these amazing crystals. Again, look at it with their hand. This is not a small trinket box. It is big, but it is definitely impressive. Absolutely amazing sale, and that is the highest dollar that I found. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know some different ideas you would like me to do for future research videos. I appreciate you staying this long with me. I will see you on Friday. Not sure what I'm doing on Friday for my video. I might do a high dollar what sold of what I have sold. I look forward to seeing you then. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye for now.